so often from people who become addicted to opioids and to fentanyl in particular, which is even more powerful than prescription opioids, is that it all started with a backache. It started with feeling some sort of pain. They were prescribed some of these prescription drugs, and then they moved on to something harder as they felt they needed that drug, that more powerful rush, just in order to feel normal. So what we're finding is that the lethal drug fentanyl begins its journey on a place called the dark web, which is an online network where criminals can conduct their business freely out in the open, and often they ask to be paid in Bitcoin. Accessing this network is pretty simple. All you need is a special browser.
Matthew Swenson is a cybercrime special agent at the Department of Homeland Security.
We're going to take a look at the Tor network.
He showed CNBC how easily the Tor network can disguise his identity and location.
There's going to be a series of relays, basically, which are different computers that the traffic is going to bounce in between.
And is that what makes it private?
Correct.
So people don't realize that we're in Fairfax, Virginia.
The dark web looks a lot like the open web. Sites such as Dream Market operate like eBay, but they sell illegal goods instead. Drugs are clearly displayed, and sellers even have star ratings. Their preferred method of payment? Bitcoin.
So this one, the unit price is going to be 0.475 Bitcoin, which right now is about $4,680. It looks like he only accepts Bitcoin.
While every Bitcoin transaction is public, no one can see who owns the coins. That makes it appealing to criminals seeking anonymity on the internet. But demand for both Bitcoin and fentanyl is so hot right now, dealers are spilling onto the open web, even offering discounts for payment in Bitcoin.
We need to continue to be diligent. And one of the ways that we do that is through our border enforcement security teams. We're right on the ground at these mail facilities.
Facilities like this U.S. Postal Inspection Station at New York's JFK Airport, where Customs and Border Protection estimates 40% of all fentanyl mail seizures go down.
Customs officers have to search all of these packages, either by hand or with one of the dogs over here, to find the fentanyl that people have bought online, usually with Bitcoin or another cryptocurrency, and had shipped directly here to the United States from overseas. They put the packages through an X-ray machine, and if they find something suspicious, they can open it up right here to see if there's a white powdery substance inside. Then they take it to a detention center where they test it, scan it, and figure out if it really is fentanyl. 2 years ago, Customs found 7 packages of fentanyl. So far this fiscal year, they found 150.
The majority of them are coming from China and Hong Kong.
And these products you're finding are being bought online?
Absolutely, using the dark web.
What kind of fentanyl are you seeing come through here?
The fentanyl that we're seizing here is about 90% pure. Just a couple of grains will create an overdose for you.
Now, online drug buyers have also used traditional forms of payment like credit and debit cards and even PayPal. But Bitcoin is popular because it provides more anonymity. And guys, law enforcement tells us that makes their jobs even harder.
Interesting that in this case, the financing helps the illegality of it. But meanwhile, the marijuana industry is trying to become more legal, again, by looking to financing. It ends up always being about the money.
It does. And, you know, one thing that we hear about Bitcoin is that if you use your Bitcoin and get it through a currency exchanger in the U.S., it is something that is regulated. Currency exchangers in the U.S. have to comply with bank secrecy laws, et cetera. But so many of these people who are doing this illegally are using overseas currency exchangers. They're using sites that allow you to swap out your Bitcoin, that allow you to use other people's Bitcoin in order to conceal who actually is holding this currency.
When I see that stand-up of you in JFK and you're talking about the screening process for the packages, that's expensive to take those packages, stop, screen them, go through that entire process, the technology that's involved in that, and it sort of strikes all kinds of additional questions for UPS or FedEx or other, carriers that are delivering these packages and the role they have in all of this.
Yeah, it was really surprising how labor intensive it was to search products by hand at the U.S. mail facility. And the reason that's happening is because so many packages that come through the U.S. mail, through the Postal Service, don't require advanced electronic data that tell you where it's coming from, what's in the packages, et cetera. Private carriers have to collect that type of information, and there's legislation on Capitol Hill to try to encourage the Postal Service to do that.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.